I know this is a little different from the other videos in our docuseries, but I think it's so important. When we were working on our documentary, No Way to Live, we went to so many places that should not have had people living in them. One of the places we first visited was a homeless encampment along the railroad tracks in Bristol. I hear it's gone now, but it will stay with me forever because of the people that I met there. Really awesome people who changed everything I thought I knew about homelessness. One of those people was Kenny. He was dealing with hard times, but it was hard to imagine that someone so youthful and engaging could be sleeping along the railroad tracks. One of the first things I learned about Kenny was that he really, really wanted to work.
Well, as a kid, I always worked. I was a Hartford Courant deliverer for years, actually Paperboy of the Year a long time ago in the 80s, and I always worked. And then I was in manufacturing most of my life, machine shops and aerospace. I did something people don't even, plasma coating I did for years on military parts and all that for years and years and years. I'd like to get back into what I used to do. I like retail, I like shipping, receiving, stock.
I also learned that Kenny had a son who he was incredibly proud of. So you have a son?
Yes, I do. He's 26. He lives in Plainville. He's a businessman. Very handsome. Very good kid. Miss you, Nick. Call your dad.
And I discovered that his dog, Sophie, was his whole world.
Everybody loves Sophie, but living out of a tent is not an easy life. Not easy at all. Try changing your clothes in a tent. It's not easy. And her, she drives me cuckoo. She's a good little girl, but she drives her daddy cuckoo. She has her little bed, her own blankets. Everybody loves Sophie.
I was also struck by Kenny's insight. He was acutely aware that the system wasn't working.
You have to call 211, and then you have people to try to help you. But I've been going through this process for a very long time, months and months and months through the winter, and I still am not in housing. I've heard of other people who got into housing, but I haven't.
What's the holdup?
I don't know what the holdup is. I have no idea. I've been on the list, they said I'm on the top of the list. I have a number in my wallet, an EO 109 number. It said you're approved for housing, but I'm still waiting.
Do you call them every single day?
I call them all the time, and nothing's happening. It's like there's a kink in the process. I mean, they don't care if you're out here in the freezing winter time. Not everybody out here is on drugs. I drink, but you have to drink out here. You go out of your mind. So you forget you're living in a tent.
Probably what impacted me the most, though, was that Kenny was genuinely hopeful for the future.
I'm hopeful. I think things are going to change. A year from now, I'd like to be back in the workforce, working. I worked all my life. Not working, you get into a rut. I'm never happier than working. That's what I want. I want a job. This is no way for anybody to live.
Our friend Kenny passed away in October 2023. I don't know how he died, and it doesn't matter. What matters is that this great guy, this awesome human being with so much to offer, is gone, and the world is a little darker without him. I believe that all of us at Productions for Change are more committed than ever to searching for answers and telling the stories of those affected by homelessness because of Kenny. Before we end this, a little good news to share. Sophie, the pride of Kenny's life, is living with new owners. Matt from Agape House adopted her, and I'm pretty sure she's still being spoiled.